This has been a very long project, but one that has had steadfast commitment all the way through, and that's why the results are where they are today. These kind of projects also take the community, and we're so excited that this allows our community to come together. This project has had the support of the town of Clayton, it's had the support of corporate entities, it's had the support of small businesses, and it's had the support of Clayton families and families across Johnston County. And of course, it doesn't hurt at all when you have a project like this and you have some support from the great state of North Carolina.
So the Connect NC Bond Grant was recently passed by the legislation this past year with the directive to reach out and find and make sure that the facilities that we're building in our communities are not just hitting just a small facet of our population, but are reaching out and touching all the lives within our communities, no matter what their abilities. So the Contemplate area that they've put together, as you can see up here on the plan, is going to do something that hasn't been done here in Clayton. I'm sure the desire's been there for a while, but it's opening up to not just a normal playground that you've probably seen before, but it opens it up to where there's sensory elements, different elements, so that children with different abilities can come to it and interact with kids of all different abilities. And I think that's amazing, because what that's doing is it's telling everybody that's in this community that you're a part of it, that you're important, that you're special. We had 45 applications for the Connect NC Bond Grant. Clayton was one of the 18 that were awarded, and hats off for the $86,000 that you were awarded for this. So my wife has been a teacher, or was a teacher, and for a part of it as a special education teacher within Johnston County. I got to see firsthand the children who they would have loved to have the opportunity that they're going to have here. I'm a little choked up because you get to meet the kids, you get to see them smile, but then whenever they go up to a normal playground, the limitations that they have just kind of break your heart.
So many parents like me, we find ourselves thrust into a world that we could not prepare for. We're navigating parenthood unlike how we had ever imagined or planned. But one thing is universal for all parents, and we want to see our kids out there having fun, smiling, and playing. But that's not always so easy for parents like me. My daughter took her first steps on her second birthday. And typical playgrounds have been a struggle. Being on a playground with her is more like a physical therapy session than a day out of fun. I've left most playgrounds feeling quite overwhelmed with sadness and tired. I could get her to the playground, but then I have to help her physically overcome obstacles just to get to the equipment. I've had to help her up every step. I've had to help her get to the play space and maybe get to a slide that is then too steep or it drops off too high and she can never use it. I look around and see kids having so much fun playing on swing sets, just realizing that she doesn't have the physical ability to hold herself up properly on a swing or to have fun with those swings. I've watched because I'm so hands-on with her and I'm helping her up every step through every play space and obstacle, no other child comes over and interacts with her. No one's coming over asking her to play. So what can we do to change that? How will we change that for our playground? Because over time, I quit visiting playgrounds with her. It's just a lot of work and not much fun for either of us. But here we are today, on the site of Clayton's first universal playground. It's not just accessible, but inclusive. It's a new fantastic concept in the creation of playgrounds. Inclusion design and universal design involves designing products to be usable by everyone to the greatest extent possible. This inclusive design enables the play space to be usable and exciting to children with a wide spectrum of abilities. A place where all children of abilities can interact together and engage together. And I've seen the design, and I can already picture my daughter maneuvering around independently. This will let me and other parents like me take a step back and watch the fun happen. And how do we encourage this interaction between these children? Well, we have an education committee. And they're working right now on a curriculum to teach our children in the community about others with special needs and about disabilities. And they'll be able to learn how to interact with these other children so that when they come to our playground, the fear is gone and they're ready to engage with all the children at the playground. Our Unity Committee focuses on community outreach regarding inclusion play and the importance of this playground to our community and our children. All of our committee members know that including people with disabilities is something that can't be forced into the hearts and minds of people. It has to be something that our people want. And working on the Universal Committee and on the Steering Committee, I see that the townspeople, our families, our corporations, their hearts and minds are open to this inclusion movement. And I fully expect that this playground will change my child's life and so many others who haven't had a playground in which they can bring their children to play and also feel welcomed and feel good about being out and about in our community. This is a project I'm very proud of. I'm proud of Clayton. So it's an exciting time for our townspeople, our family, our corporations. They're making dreams come true for all parents. And I am personally grateful to all of you, all the townspeople and the companies for supporting this project, but also very thankful to Caterpillar for helping push this playground into fruition. And as the idea of inclusion play spreads and inclusion playgrounds, I know this will be a model for playgrounds not just more in our town, in our county, but in the state and even the country. Caterpillar's commitment to this project is a commitment to all children, and all children of all abilities, and it's a foundation for sustainability for the children and the communities that we live in.
You know, I want to thank the employees of our Clayton facility because they came to me, I don't know, what was it, Edwin, 6-8 weeks ago, and said, we got this great idea. We want to do this for the people of Clayton, for where our workers live and play. And like Jan said, you know, we have to be inclusive. And when Edwin and the team brought the design, I said, we can get behind this. We need to get behind this. It's these small projects that can make a huge difference in the communities we live.
Clayton is definitely a special place to be. Nova Nordisk has been a part of this community now for 25 years as well. And as many of you know, we are growing quite substantially. As the mayor said, this is the largest pharmaceutical investment in the globe. It's also the largest economic development project in the history of North Carolina. We're going to hire about 1,000 people in the next 5 years. And so clearly we've made a strong commitment to the community, and we believe projects like this really align with our goals and interests from a corporate social responsibility perspective as well. We want to serve the communities where we're doing business, and this is it's an honor for us to be a part of this. It really is. So Lynn, thank you so much. It's really great to see how this is coming together, and I believe the total was about $30,000 that was raised for the golf tournament. So that's really a tribute to the efforts of Lynn, Jan, and many others that have been involved in it. And again, thank you.
Thank you and all for being here. My name is Lynn Perkerson, and I work with TNT Creative Group, and I have our company came in. I am the Corporate Development Director, and we came in with the town of Clayton and the Clayton Community Recreational Foundation to help organize and help get this project to fruition. Now I'd like to thank our mayor, Mayor Pro Tem, Town Council, Town Manager, Town of Clayton, and Clayton Community Recreational Foundation. Thank you for having the passion and compassion and vision to see that inclusive playgrounds are needed, not only in Clayton, but in as many towns as possible. Being able to see through statistics of those exceptional children in our county, our 9 surrounding counties, and our state of North Carolina, and coming together as a team of caring souls to help make a difference for these children and their families. You have set the bar and challenge high for other communities to do the same. Thanks for being bold and for seeing this need and for opening doors and windows to make this happen. We are beginning the design work on the project next month and hope to start construction next spring, which is the spring of 2018. Dear parents and caregivers of exceptional children and all children, I don't know where to begin, but this community is here for you. This is both a personal and professional call for me. But all children deserve the opportunity to reach their dreams, and we hope to make this happen through this inclusion playground. It is only a small part of a bigger picture, but as I have learned through my daughter, it takes baby steps and a great deal of patience to go a long way. All right, we had a naming contest where some children put in a bunch of names, and we had an elementary student who came up with a most wonderful name for this playground. I cannot tell you how many wonderful names, but it was all from children. And out of the top 5 names, we had an art contest for the logo design. Grace Dontremont, 6th grader at Archer's Lodge, designed the beautiful logo. So children, are y'all ready? So here we have the Harmony Playground.
It's for kids all ages and of any sort, and I just believe that this is for the good of our community. And I chose the different colors for my poster because everybody's different, but it's showing how we're drawing together.
Absolutely.
It's one thing to have a vision for a project, but it's another thing to breathe life into it. And a project that has so much possibility and so much potential for the good of everybody and every child, you know, how can you go wrong? And how can you not be enrolled in a vision like that? So on behalf of the town of Clayton, we want to thank you for coming out today. We want to thank our corporate sponsors, Caterpillar, and all of you guys really for all that you've done to help bring this together. And you know, I appreciated the thank you note to the town council, because the town council of the town of Clayton has been tremendously supportive of this project from its earliest visioning process to when it got started. And Michael Granis and Butch Lauder and Art Holder, and well, all of them really, they have been steadfast in making this happen for the town of Clayton. So as your mayor, I want to thank you guys for that. Your leadership is unprecedented. So thank you.